Hello, welcome to the channel. Now racing wheels are cool, aren't they? If you've ever been even slightly into racing games, getting a wheel would be great, but it's expensive and there are loads out there. The range in quality and price is so vast it's hard to distinguish which one is for you. So in today's video, I'm going to be going over this. Now this is a mid-range price wheel with advanced features that I know exactly who this is for. So if you're into racing, on your consoles, and then this could be the video for you. So join me as we turn up the lights, put this down on the tech desk, and look at this, the V9 Racing Wheel from PXN. Hello, welcome down onto the tech desk, and as you saw in the introduction, we're going to be looking at a racing wheel today. We're going to be going through all these pieces individually because it's far too crowded the way it is. So here I've got a gear stick. We'll be going through this, we're going to be going through the wheel, and we'll be going through the pedals, all in fine detail. Then what we're going to do is once we go through them, we're going to go through some gameplay as well. I'm going to do the setup features, and then at the end we're going to show you, I know exactly who this is for. So if you fit into that category, this is going to be the perfect wheel for you. Okay, so let's get rid of all this and get it a bit tidier. Okay, there we go, that's better then. I've got cleared everything, we've got more room now. So we're going to start off with the wheel. I'm going to go in the first look and feel, and I'm going to talk to you about how it plays as well. This does work for Xbox, PS4, PC, and it also works for the Switch as well. I'm generally mainly going to be talking about Xbox, but it also works for the PS4 as well, and it works for the Switch as well. But I'll be honest with you, you wouldn't be buying something like this just for the Switch when the Switch do their own version, because really, the kind of racing games that you're going to be playing, it doesn't need all of these advanced features that this wheel has. So really, we're going to be focusing on the Xbox. And then it also works on the PC as well, but with the PC, you have to do quite a bit of tweaking to make it work, whereas on the Xbox, straight out of the box, everything works absolutely perfect. So we're going to be focusing on that today. Okay, so when you get it out of the box, the first look and feel is it feels like a really decent piece. It's a hefty old piece. Nice looking plastic back here where all the gubbins all sit. That's really, really nice looking. So it looks dead smart when it's sat on your desk. The wheel itself is fantastic. It screams quality. So at the middle there, you've got your PXN logo. It's mostly plastic all the way around, but with the rubber bits to the side with the dimples to help with grip, and then you've got like this blue metal piece at the top. The buttons, the D-pad on the left, and then here where you have 3 buttons on the left and 3 buttons on the right, so it's kind of L15, LB, L27, etc. So these are assignable buttons. They're also the bumper buttons for the controllers and for the Switch and for the Xbox controllers, and similarly with the right here, they're the right bumpers and triggers and things like that, because you obviously don't have triggers. And in the middle you've got program mode, share button options, and depending on what console you're playing, those buttons work with those functions. And then on here we have the Y, X, B and A, which matches the Xbox, and also for the PlayStation we kind of have the cross, circle, triangle and square images on there. But the colours also match the Xbox. Just behind the wheel you have the flappy paddles there, a really satisfying click for gear up and gear down, and they are big, but again they are plastic. And then underneath that, underneath the wheel, we have this button here for 900 and 270 degrees. So if I can demonstrate that, if we flick it over to 270 and we turn it all the way around, there we go, it stops there, 270 degrees obviously, and then flick it over to 900, and then we can go all the way around like that. Okay, so I normally have it on 270. And then what we're going to do is we flick over to the back. This is where you're going to put all your connections in. So this here is your USB. This will plug into your console. It's a massive length. It's about 2 meters, I'd say. It's that will plug in straight into your console. What I found is if you're going to be plugging all these, get it all set up, leave this one till last. So if you're going to be setting this up, everything plugged in, everything set up, then plug this in last and it will work. If you plug this in first, sometimes it didn't work. So every time, plug this in last and it will be fine. And then we have this one here. So this is where you plug your controller in. So again, we're focusing on Xbox. You would get an Xbox controller that is paired to your Xbox. You would plug it in the USB into there. That's for your headphones. that is for the pedals and that is for the gear stick. So where the pedals have a cable coming out of it, just plug it in there, and similarly with the gear stick has a cable coming out of it, plug it into there. There are quite a few cables, so 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 cables coming out of the back of there. It does look a little bit messy at the back, but it's fine. If you can get it all kind of routed out the back of your desk somehow. I made it look pretty neat, but I'm saying 4 cables, quite a lot. And then also, while we're on the bottom here, we have 5 big plungers, so you can just rest it on the desk and it'll stick onto your desk. But if it's like me and my desk isn't very sticky, you have these bits in here, and this is where the clamps are. So what you do, you get one of your clamps, plunk it in and lock it in like that. Get the other one, put that in and pull it back to lock it in. There we go, we're locked in. And then all you do, put it on the desk and you tighten it up. These are plastic again, don't worry about that. I had no problems at all. Get it really nice and tight, nice and thick plastic. I didn't have an issue with them being plastic at all. I thought they were fantastic, so a really nice addition. Then when you want to pull it off, you just slide them off again if you just wanted to put it back onto the desk with the plungers. It also has vibration as well, so you get a really nice feel for the road on the vibration through the wheel. It doesn't have force feedback, but it does have a pretty good vibration, which is second best really. Okay, so it's 11 inches across, and the angle, I heard a few people say that it's too far back for them. No, for me, it's absolutely perfect. So where I'm sitting, this is an absolute perfect angle for me, sat up there. Next up, we're going to talk about the gear stick. So 6-speed with the reverse, and the reverse is activated by putting into 6, but you press down and put into 6, and then you know that's in reverse. Low, high on there, and then your parking brake on and off. And again, this is predominantly plastic, apart from some metal bits on here and some metal facing on here. And on the bottom, you have another clamp that's kind of like a smaller version of the one that's on the wheel. But this one, you can take off, but you'll need to unscrew it. Other than that, it stays on. Okay, and then a big long cable, and as we said with the wheel, this plugs into the wheel bit onto there. Now, using this is brilliant. It's so satisfying to get it into the gears. No problems whatsoever hitting any of the gears at all. One of the most satisfying gear sticks I've used for a racing wheel in a long time. This works straight out of the box with games like Forza. Had no issues whatsoever with that. And things like for the Switch, you're not going to need this because you're going to, for most games, kind of like I played it with Mario Kart, never going to need this with Mario Kart. But that's not what it's intended for. It's intended for probably PC gaming and for Xbox as well, which I was using that with Forza. So overall, really nice piece. Then finally, we're going to be looking at the pedals. These are the same theme, so excellent quality straight out of the back. This has more metal than the other pieces because, as you can see, all the pedals there are metal. So you have your clutch, your brake, and your accelerator. And as you can see, that the accelerator is slightly above the brake and the clutch. Decent level of travel and decent resistance on them. I found them to be a great angle for when I'm placing my feet. I was playing Forza for a couple of hours, never had any problems with the comfort as well. Felt really, really good. Your feet don't slip off being metal because you've got these rubber bits on here. And under here, if you flip it up, you have an extra foot pad here. I think it just stores up there because it's too big to go in the box like that, so it flips up there for storage, I think. So you put your feet on there like that, perfect. Big cable up there plugs into the wheel, so again, you're going to need to keep your wheel nice and tidy. But overall, very, very nice. And then on the bottom here, we have the rubber pads. So we have 12 rubber pads, all keeping it nice and secure. If you're going to have this on carpet, it doesn't have anything like carpet grips or anything. It is just these rubber pads. But I've been using it on carpet, and I wasn't slipping about at all. But if you had, it would be even more secure on kind of like a laminate floor. Also, another feature of this is you can connect it to the app as well. So once you've got it plugged in and it's on, which it's on over there, I've plugged it in, and you start up the PXN app, it will say discover the device. So discover it, so yes please. And then this one will be connected. And if you go back there, you can have the firmware, you can check the firmware, and then you can configure it. So you can configure it to your heart's content of how you want. As with out of the box for the Xbox, it wasn't an issue. I didn't need any of the tweaking or any of the configurations or anything like that. It just works straight out of the box. But I know for the PC you might need to tweak it, and that's where you would do it in this app, where you can change all the buttons about how they work and stuff. So the app there is pretty cool, but if you're going to be using it on console, you won't be needing this. So at the beginning of the video, I wanted to tell you who I thought this wheel is for. And what I think this wheel is for someone who wants to start off using a wheel, but wants advanced features. Because there are wheels out there that are cheaper and you think, I'll go for them, but it doesn't have the advanced features. Some don't have the gear sticks, some don't have all of the pedals. But you could spend twice as much for this and get better features. So this is kind of mid-range, and I think this is the absolute sweet spot of someone who wants to start out but wants to have the full experience. Couple of negatives, this doesn't have force feedback, okay? So it will just be pinging back. There's no force feedback on this, but then again, it's not one of the high-end models, so it won't. So don't expect that. So if you are someone who is looking for a wheel, but you don't want one of the cheap ones that are okay for the money, this serves as brilliant value for the money because it has the extra bits that you need for using it on console and on PC. The one. Like I said, I've been using this for weeks now on Forza, and I think this is absolutely tremendous. This is one of the best racing wheels I've tried on my Xbox. I'll leave links down below where you can get hold of this. Go and have a look for the latest prices. If you're looking at starting up, this is a perfect wheel for you. If you've got any questions, do let me know. I'll happily answer them for you. Okay, until the next video, bye-bye.